You're tuned in to the Nerd Network podcast.
Welcome. You're watching the Nerd Network podcast. I'm your host, Marcy, here with Julian and Blake.
Hey.
What's up?
Well, thanks for watching and listening to our show. You can find us on Anchor FM, Spotify. Definitely follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can still check out some of our cool t-shirts we have at TradePlosTees.com. Artwork done by Julian. And
Support us.
Yes, please support us. Buy a t-shirt. Subscribe. Okay. Quick nerd news topics. I want to talk about three of them. I have two written down. Samsung is releasing a 110-inch micro LED TV this year. 110 inches. Does size matter? Before the original Xbox, Microsoft looked into buying EA Sports, Square, Midway, and Nintendo. That would have been different.
Horrible.
Wonder Woman. Too gruesome? Zack Snyder released a photo of Wonder Woman in an alternate picture. I'll put that on the screen. And we'll go into that. I want to go into that first, actually. I don't know if you guys seen this photo or
No,
not.
I haven't seen it.
Julian, you haven't seen this photo? So this picture is Wonder Woman holding 3 decapitated heads. And that was supposed to be the original photo that we were going to see in Batman vs. Superman, where Ben Affleck find that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was going to be the original idea behind her, and that was actually supposed to be the first movie about her.
Right.
Wonder Woman is actually... Patty Jenkins, the director, has been talking about in the beginning that her and Warner Brothers were kind of not seeing eye to eye in the direction of how Wonder Woman should have been like. She was talking about how people at the time that were in charge were wanting Wonder Woman to be more violent and more of a warrior and not be PG with that picture, as you can see. Do you think that would have been weird or not good?
So my recollection of the Amazonians, they don't play.
Right.
Like they murder you for stepping foot on the island if you can find it. I feel like that would be in line with what I'm familiar with her as a character. I feel like it would even have added some growth if she was like super violent in her past.
Yeah.
And, now she's not. Or maybe her relationship with Trevor, is that his name?
Yeah, Trevor.
Back in World War I, like softened her up. Like that would have been a cool transition. For how strong she is, for what she can do. She should be able to punch like right through somebody's chest. She probably should have some blood on her hands.
Yeah.
But holding 3 heads, is that too dark?
I don't think so.
No.
People are complaining that it would have been too dark and it would have made her not Wonder Woman. Is it because they're so used to the 80s Wonder Woman or whatever? Not 80s Wonder Woman, but was it 80s when that show came out? I don't know. But kids aren't supposed to see that?
Would it be too dark if aliens invaded Earth and she was killing, like fighting them, throwing them off of buildings, punching through them? Would that be too violent? I feel like that would be in line with what we've seen so far. I don't know what would be the difference because they're human.
And I don't think they're human.
The heads that she's holding
I don't
up?
think they're human.
Well, that makes it even better.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay, for me.
That looks human. Okay. That last one, yeah. That middle one looked like.
For me, I don't like my kids have watched X-Men like slice people in half and laser people in half. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So her holding heads and, with a tribe in Africa or wherever that looks to be, that doesn't seem too dark to me.
Julian?
I agree with Blake. I mean, having, like you were saying, like having that part of her past and then like we see over time that she's the person that she ends up being in 84. I think that would have been a really good arc for her. Because, I guess Superman wasn't really super violent. But if we're going to talk about violence in movies and stuff, we saw Batman, like, literally kill people. So to see a quick picture of some severed heads, I don't think that's too violent at all.
Yeah, so that picture would have been taken of the Crimean War. I don't know anything about that. It's where the likes of the Ottoman Empire, France, and British Empire defeat the Russian Empire and the Kurdish rebels in the 1850s. So the first movie originally was supposed to be an 1850s movie, not during World War One.
That would have made it even better.
I think so too.
Yeah. I don't know. I think anymore, I don't know how anything could be too dark. I mean, unless you're playing with, some fond childhood memory that you have, it's all within her capabilities. Now, like if you had the Flash holding up heads, or you had Superman, like, taunting severed bodies, like, okay, that's not what that character's supposed to stand for. But if you know anything about the Amazonians, like I wouldn't be surprised if there were heads on spikes on the entrance to the Amazon island. Like, that doesn't seem out of character for where she comes from.
Yeah.
So Patty Jenkins was saying that Warner Brothers in the beginning was talking to her about Wonder Woman, and exact quote, she said, "Yeah, okay, but let's do it this other way." But I was like, women don't want to see that. Her being harsh and tough and cutting people's heads off. That's not what. I'm a Wonder Woman fan. That's not what we're looking for. Still, I could feel that shaky nervousness on their part of her point of view. So she's saying people do not want to see Wonder Woman cutting heads off. I think little kids maybe don't want to see that. I mean, besides that, why would we not want to see a full-on warrior?
Right.
It's all she grew up to be. Whether she is, and all of it is in self-defense anyway. They don't go look into
It's not like she was just bored and was like,
I'm gonna go cut these three people's heads off.
I think, not to switch brands here, but like in Marvel, isn't there like a flashback of Thanos like on a planet like eating somebody or a creature that they killed or something?
I don't remember.
I can't remember either.
I don't remember what it was, but I remember seeing almost like in the Dragon Ball Z saga, like when Vegeta and Nappa find out Kakarot's on Earth, like they're eating some of the creatures that they killed on a planet. Like, I don't know. For me, I feel like if Wonder Woman's supposed to be the strong woman, female, can do everything as good as the guys can character that in my eyes she's supposed to be, I don't know why she couldn't be as dark as anybody else.
No, and
like, should she be able to be darker than Batman? Like, she's raised as a warrior to kill people. Like, they're not putting people in handcuffs on, the Amazon warriors aren't. So I don't know why she's completely capable of that.
yeah, everyone just holds on to that cartoon. But this is a movie. Things can be twisted and bent. And like you were saying, it's not just random violence.
Right.
It happens for a reason. It would be cool to find out what the reason was that she has 3 heads. I don't know. That would have been cool. That's just a little sneak into this Zack Snyder world and how he saw Wonder Woman. Yeah. I don't know what else.
I'd be interested, women listeners, to hear your point. Does it make sense for her to be, dainty and, the female version of Superman and, that guiding light, if you will? Or do they want to see somebody bust heads? I'm curious.
Yeah, listeners, let us know below. Do you want to see a more violent, more warrior-like Wonder Woman? Would that have been cool to see? I mean, obviously she's not going to stay that way, but would that be cool too?
Yeah.
I mean, she could have started like that and ended how she is today and got morals and more rules and guidelines to how she uses her powers.
Yeah, because I feel like that's what we got with Batman. Like, the version of Bruce Wayne that we have now is like the older, like embattled, like just fed up with it. I mean, he's branding people. That warehouse scene is insane.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's not putting up with people's crap anymore. It would have been interesting to see a reversal coming from Wonder Woman. She came from that.
No, that would have been great. No, that would have been cool. Listeners, watchers, let us know in the comments. Let us know what your thoughts are.
So he was talking about the new Samsung TVs. It's like, oh, this store ain't ever getting one.
Yeah,
Not
no.
Topeka.
Yeah, we're going to go right into the next topic right there. Samsung, 110-inch micro LED TV will be released this year. 110 inches. Is that too big?
Hell no.
No. No way. Who knows what this price point is going to be? We don't know yet. But they're going to release an 88-inch, 99-inch, and 110-inch. Yes. So the Samsung micro LED TV features a 99.99% screen to body ratio, So you really are just getting a what is it talking about? But I don't even know what that means. A silver of bezel with all that screen space. I don't know.
A sliver,
Yeah.
a bezel,
So that's,
meaning
oh my gosh.
the bezel's very thin,
Next to nothing.
next to nothing.
Wow. So
Like,
it's all screen.
It's all screen.
As the name micro LED might suggest, these TVs utilize much smaller LEDs. They're also self-illuminating, so they can produce perfect blacks and contrast like an OLED 4K TV. Julian, do you know anything about the OLED 4K TVs at all?
No, not
Or
really.
Best Buy specialist? That's okay. Best
I
Buy's a
work
big
in
store.
mobile.
Best Buy's a big store. Best Buy's a big store. Yeah. So yeah, besides them having a really big screen to simulate the movie theater experience, but it can also split any of these micro LED TVs into 4 smaller displays. In fact, the 110-inch screen can become 4 neatly separated 55-inch displays.
Dude, that's insane. I can watch 4 perfectly timed
That's like 4 of these.
Yeah.
movies, or not movies, but football games at the same time. It's
Shoot,
incredible.
if you want to
Yeah,
watch
you
4
really
movies,
could.
go ahead.
I guys, like, subscribe, share. I need to be able to get one of these TVs.
Yeah, Samsung. I love Samsung TVs. I don't know about you guys. Like, Samsung TV is the only TV I ever buy.
Yeah.
I don't buy anything else.
Yeah. No, I've had, I mean, I've only had 3 quote unquote big screens, and they've all been Samsungs.
Mm.
Julian, what are you about to say, though?
Oh, I was gonna say anything. I mean, for people who don't make this kind of money that this is probably going to cost, a projector would be a very good alternative. Sure, you lose some resolution, but I mean, if you're trying to, if your goal is to just have as big of a screen as
Right.
possible, you know,
Right.
No, I'm about that quality. I'm about that quality.
I think,
I mean, and I'm not even like, I mean, I like projectors too, but the quality just, whether I need a 110-inch screen TV, no.
well, I mean, nobody needs that.
Yeah.
Like, 65 is probably pushing it for like 90% of
Right.
homes. Like,
I don't know how much big our TV is. Is 65? I want to say I was a 65 at home.
probably, I think.
Yeah.
yeah. And that's like a good, like, big TV.
Oh, I love it, man.
But I mean, it's like what are the Chrysler 300 next to a Phantom? Like, oh, you're like a 65-inch TV. Like, you don't need anything bigger than this. But then you see an 88-inch or 110-inch, you're like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
need it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Julian, with your experience playing video games on TVs, does it matter?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like if you're gonna try and play like the newer consoles on a 1080p or even a 1440p TV, you know, that alone makes a difference. You know, it's all about resolution. And these new consoles, when they were releasing, a lot of the, you know, Sony and everything were saying you're gonna need a TV that can support this type of resolution. You know, this current generation of TVs just, they're good, but they're not like to the level that they need to be in order to properly display all of the fine textures and resolutions and stuff that these new consoles offer now.
It's crazy how far TVs came.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't that long ago. Like, a big screen TV was like a 200-pound, like,
Huge
box in your living room. Like, yeah, now they're,
Surrounded by wood.
yeah,
Yeah.
Surrounded by wood. I always thought those were cool. I never had one.
my parents did.
I always wanted to have a big one like that. Never did. Then I grew up and I could buy my own TV, and I bought the biggest one possible at that time that I could afford. And Samsung, never turned back. Always Samsung.
Cool though, having it split. You know, you were talking about watching multiple, you know, football games, basketball games. I mean, if you have a bunch of people over, you know, we were talking about Mario Kart. Everybody would
dude.
get their own like screen.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be insane.
Oh, I can only imagine.
I would bust out like some old school, was it PS2 or PS3, like GoldenEye?
Oh yeah.
Everybody get their own. That'd be the way to go.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine. What is it? Rainbow Road on that TV.
Somebody would probably have a seizure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, Rainbow
You'd
Road.
probably, that's too many colors. Moving too fast.
Oh my gosh, that'd be crazy. I couldn't imagine being on that. So big.
Yeah.
No, that'd be fun. Yeah, let you know if I get one of those or not.
Samsung sponsor us. We all have
Yeah.
your TVs, so.
Yeah, definitely. Listeners, Watchers, let us know. What's your favorite TV and how come? Let us know. What's your favorite TV? What do you like?
And does size matter?
And does size matter? I think it does. All right, cool. Let's go on to the next topic. So Microsoft, Xbox, was originally trying to buy Nintendo before the Xbox became a thing at all. They actually had 3 meetings. This news actually came out on a podcast. Podcast Unlocked, episode 201. I cannot imagine Xbox buying Nintendo. So they had a meeting. Nintendo laughed at them. I guess there was like 3 separate meetings.
Yeah.
And it came down to we're like, let's have a partnership instead and let Xbox do the hardware and you guys do everything else. Would that have changed stuff if that actually were to happen?
I think the games would look. I can't even say better. Nintendo just has their own aesthetic. Like,
Yeah.
they don't need like super high res graphics or anything. It's the charm from like their characters and.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of anything that Microsoft could add a value. I mean, I guess maybe they would have kept a more mainstream console instead of going to like the Switch, the smaller thing, even though it's in itself still is a console. It can dock and be on your TV. I don't know what they would have added of any value.
And I'm trying to think, Nintendo for the longest part of their history, they revolutionized mobile gaming.
Yeah.
I mean, Microsoft hasn't came out with like any handheld gaming device or anything like that. So let's say in an alternate universe, Microsoft did, purchase Nintendo, we wouldn't even probably have any like portable gaming devices. It'd just be a console every 4 or 5 years,
No, Sega, but it came back.
You think so?
With the portable?
I had a Sega Gear, was it?
I
Game
forgot
Gear?
what it was called.
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, if I was Nintendo, I would have laughed at them too. Like, they have the entire gaming market on lock. Like, there's nobody who doesn't know what Zelda, Smash Bros,
Shit, even before that, Pokemon.
Yeah.
Pokemon is still the #1 grossing franchise in the world.
Crazy.
Like,
You know what I'm saying? And so it's just I don't know what Xbox could do for them. I mean, Mario in itself is a gold mine. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there's a theme park in Japan that just opened up for Mario.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
like
crazy.
it would have to be untold billions that they would buy Nintendo for. Like, I don't know if there's enough money.
Which I don't doubt Microsoft actually has,
Well, at the time period, so I guess they were trying to do the partnership first.
Right.
Let's do the partnership. Let's see how that can go. And they were like, no, we're not going to do it. And they were like, okay, here's our banker.
Right.
Here's a checkbook. And it wasn't nowhere near the amount they wanted.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Well, I mean, the amount of sales just into everything. I would assume that there was some sort of creative control that Microsoft wanted over them that didn't allow Nintendo to move freely in how they do things, and it probably they would have had to given up the rights. Because didn't Microsoft try to buy Luigi?
Really?
Oh, that's crazy.
Didn't they?
I have no idea. That's crazy.
I think Microsoft tried to buy like a couple of characters.
Oh, dang.
Or something from them, and they didn't go too well either.
To try and compete with Mario?
I think they tried to buy Luigi and maybe Wario. I don't remember.
That's crazy.
It's just that is they have gamers from children. I mean, my son got a Switch at like 5, so all the way up to me and my brothers play on the Switch. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't know. I've never been super impressed with Microsoft as a gaming company in the first place. I've never owned an Xbox. Never been so distraught at the exclusives that they have. Nintendo, like you said, they don't need, any super high resolution graphics, anything. Like Kirby's a circle.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
I don't know if I need a 4K version of that.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they market to the younger audience a lot more, and they found their audience.
yeah.
They found their audience in that group. I don't know.
I mean, it's the whole family.
Yeah, it's more family friendly. No, that's totally true. Because they don't have shooting games, right? They don't got no one-person shooters. Nintendo.
Not that I can think of.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing like that.
I mean, I don't know. Do they still make like Rainbow Six for Nintendo? They used to, like back on like,
I don't know.
I don't know if it's on the Switch platform, but I know like the Nintendo Cube and stuff like that, you could get a hold of shooters. But I mean, yeah, I play it because the nostalgic games, Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros., and all of that. My son loves it because he can play Fortnite and he can, all these kind of newer games, Minecraft and stuff. I'm surprised Nintendo hasn't tried to make a move on somebody else. Well, I mean, I guess they kind of had. They got Sega, didn't they? Don't they have a partnership with Sega?
Yeah, they do. And Namco and a few other ones.
Yeah.
Maybe even Sony. Because a lot of their characters in Smash Bros, you
right.
You have a lot
yeah,
of
and
those
that's
characters.
Yeah. So, I mean, nice try, Microsoft.
It would have been a crazy world. Maybe no Halo if that would happen. Who knows?
I don't know. I'm curious as to what they would do with all of those games, because I mean there are some games where they're specifically designed and only designed for Nintendo. Like this is a Nintendo game. I'm sure Microsoft wanted to be able to put Mario on an Xbox.
Yeah.
I'm sure they wanted to be able to put those characters in something like that.
Yeah, so Sega is not owned by Nintendo. They do have the rights to many of the Sega games, though.
Yeah.
This is why there are so many Sega games on the Nintendo Switch, as well as the other Nintendo devices. Interesting. Sega. Oh, that's great. That's cool.
Looking at the big three, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, I think Nintendo is the bigger giant compared to both of them, with Sony being a close second.
Yeah. And honestly, if Sony's handheld, if the PSP would have took off, that would have been it.
Why do you guys think it didn't
I
take
still
off?
hurt, man. I had a PS Vita, and there was no support for that thing. I love that thing.
I feel like, okay, so there's a documentary out about this. I apologize, I can't think of it right now. But like Sony is continually like 5 to 10 years ahead on everything. Everything that they do, they've had so many failed things, and like 5 or 10 years later, somebody like refines the technology and it blows up. In the PSP was that I felt like they saw what Nintendo was doing with the Game Boys and was like, we need the teenager young adult version of this, and it came out with the PSP. I don't know if it was me personally. It didn't have that fucking second analog.
Oh yeah,
that second analog immediately turned me off. That and it was just a little too expensive. It was too expensive for mom and dad to buy their 14, 15, 16-year-old one.
I don't know how many yards I had to cut to get one of those.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
It was just a little out of its price range. Yeah. And looking back now, I mean, a Switch is what, $300, $200 for the Switch Lite or whatever.
Yeah.
How much bigger is a Switch compared to the PSP?
Oh,
or the
way bigger.
Huh. That might have a lot to do with it too.
PSP was like this. The Switch is like this.
Yeah, that probably has a lot to do with it too, because people could drop it, lose it.
Right. Well, I mean, but at the time, it was still bigger than a Game Boy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it still had the size advantage there.
But there's no current Game Boy right now, right?
No. So the Game Boy, the
that's
DS,
all gone.
It's all gone.
Switch
the Switch can do that now.
Yeah.
Switch took it over.
But at the time, like you were saying, with the PSP, you had the first iteration of the Nintendo DS that was out. So you had dual screen. So that was the thing with Nintendo. But when you look at those games compared to what was possible with the PSP, Sony should have like skyrocketed with that.
Yeah.
And for some reason they didn't. Nintendo kept, evolving their Nintendo DS, and now that's why they're the kings of the handheld gaming.
Yeah, and I also think the cartridges, the little disc in the cartridge thing, I think those were kind of expensive.
They were.
And so like for them to make, and so that kind of drove up the price of the games. And at the time, I think this is like PS2, PS3 era. I want to say like it wasn't much cheaper than buying the console and games.
Yeah.
And so it was just like, if I'm a parent, because I remember a lot of the commercials and things. It was really geared towards that teenager, young adult. My dad would be like, okay, I have, 5, 6 kids. I can buy a console that they can all play and plug in 4 controllers into, or I can buy this one little handheld for one of them
person.
or 2 to share.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, there was also that.
Crazy. All right, we are going to go into our next segment here. Our segment for you watchers and listeners, first timers, is called Recommended. Recommended is where we go around the table, talk about something we currently watched on TV, whether it's a TV show or a brand new movie, or an old movie, old TV show. Something we currently watch and we recommend to each other and the audience listening and watching. So my first recommended, I finally got the Peacock app. Peacock app. Do I love the Peacock app? I'm not going to review the Peacock app, but the only reason why I got the Peacock app was Saved by the Bell reboot, and I love it. I think it's hilarious. It's super funny. If you guys ever seen Saved by the Bell, you'll definitely love and enjoy the reboot. I can't go into details. I can tell you that it's good. You have to watch it. If you want to spend $4.99 or $9.99, I bought it. I'm gonna keep this subscription for 1 month. Now that I'm done watching Saved by the Bell reboot, it's time for me to turn off and cancel my subscription. I don't care about The Office.
Wow.
I have all the DVDs, man. I got the DVDs. If I want to feel that
That's
nostalgic, I can go back and watch all the DVDs. There is some funny extended cuts, some unseen footage that's on the Peacock app. I can't tell you about it. But besides that, it's really not that worth it to get.
I was gonna say, how much content is actually on there?
It does have a lot of content, but it's just content I don't care about. They have some Peacock originals. But they're specific shows that are on TV right now that are on cable.
Oh.
But I don't.
Maybe in time they'll have some good stuff on there.
Who knows?
How much is it?
$4.99 for the ads, $9.99 without ads. So $10. Nice. Watch the show. Saved by the Bell, the things I could talk about is there are some recurring characters back. Zach and Kelly are back. Jesse and Slater are back. Does Lisa Turtle make an appearance? Maybe, maybe not. Check out the show. But it's basically set in present day, and there's a new group of kids. Zach kid is in high school. Jesse's kid's in high school. They're all going to the same school. Bayside's still a thing. Bayside's huge. It's not like what we saw on the show. Bayside's huge. It's not
Just the one set.
It's not just the one set. No, it's not that same set. No, not that same locker they're always at. No, it's huge. It's funny. All I can say is, if you like the old one, you'll like this one. And if you didn't like the old one, you would like this one. If you've seen that Zach Morris is trash on YouTube, I don't know what that's from. I don't forget who made those Zach Morris is trash videos. They definitely make fun of itself. They make fun of the old show, and it's enjoyable. It's funny. They talk about current stuff that happens with kids in high school today, the current culture, teenage culture, I guess. It's funny. It's just dang funny. I finished it in one day.
Oh, man.
It was hilarious. That's all I can say.
How many episodes?
9 or 10.
Okay.
9 or 10.
It's pretty healthy.
Yeah, for the first season, it's pretty good. Check it out. Go watch it. If you're going to get the Peacock app, I believe it's definitely worth $10 to watch this show. Go get it for 1 month and then cancel it. I enjoyed it. For $10, it's definitely worth watching that show one time around. Did you guys like Saved by the Bell? I know Julian did not like Saved by the Bell.
I freaking hated that show.
Did you watch Saved by the Bell?
We used to go out to a cousin's house after school until my parents got off work, and they were a little bit older, and they watched it all the time, but it holds no value to me.
It's just funny. It's funny.
I can't relate.
It's funny.
All right, I'll go next.
Go ahead, Julian, with your recommended.
All right, my recommended. Well, since Netflix decided to take The Office off, I've been forced to actually branch out and watch different things now. No, but for real, there is a new documentary, kind of, I guess you could call it that, called The History of Swear Words.
Wow.
And I watched it yesterday. It's actually pretty interesting.
Hold on. Before you go any farther, Julian, I have to say this. The show is starring the best
Oh, no.
action actor of all time,
Where's my boo button? Go ahead, say his name.
Nicolas Cage.
Nah, he's actually palatable.
Oh, he's
Come
on,
the
man.
word choice was perfect right there. Palatable. Yes.
He's not as overbearing.
He's looking pretty good. He's looking pretty healthy.
He's looking pretty hehealthy.
Was he about to die or something?
No, I'm just saying. Like, usually in his movies, looks all. I know in movies he's like, I don't know, this old, grizzled type,
Yeah.
homeless looking type person. Sometimes in his C-list movies that he's been doing.
Man.
But
Hey, what was it? The Color of Space? That was actually really good.
oh, yeah, go
That was a
watch
good
that
one.
movie.
It really
Color of
is good.
Space, so good.
What's it on? Because I'm not paying for it.
Amazon? Amazon?
Prime, yeah.
It's not Amazon Prime though. You do got to pay for it.
Mm,
It's good though.
I'm sure it was.
It's really good. Go ahead, Julian. Sorry.
But no, it's all good. But anyways, yeah, I mean, just kind of, I think there's 5 episodes, and in each episode focuses on one like mainstream curse word. I think the first one, and I'm not going to say it because I know we're trying to get monetized, but
doesn't matter.
is the
Just
F
say
word.
it.
Is the F word.
It's fuck.
But it really goes back into the history of how, like, the origins of that word and how it's just evolved over time. And the main thing about with all these episodes is just like how critical and just the, I'm trying to think, the scientific breakdown of why we use these words so much, and the emotional, how we use them through emotions, excitement, and how each word can mean different things in our sentences and how we use it and everything. It's really cool and educational. But I think the most intriguing one was the last episode, which was damn, and how that word damn, I mean, we use that every day, you know.
Right.
How that word was just so like, oh, you can't say that, like back in like the 1800s and everything. And just what's that movie where he's like, frankly, I don't give a damn.
Oh my
What
gosh.
is that movie?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, come
Frankly-
on, come on, movie buffs. What's
Frankly,
going
dear.
on?
Frankly, dear. I don't
Frankly,
give a damn.
dear, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
that
I
is
want to
that.
say Gone with the Wind.
That's what I was thinking. That was the first movie that used that. That was the very first curse word in a movie, and that set the tone for that word to be used every day.
Right. That
And-
was wow.
And it's really
Please,
cool
please, please,
because
please, please. Yes, Gone with the Wind. I knew it. Yes.
let me give you a little applause.
Yeah,
here.
give me that. Give me that. I need
shit.
that. I need that
I messed
right
it
now
up.
because I got it right.
All right, we'll just. All right. But it's cool because, you know, with this particular word, you know, a lot of the religious people in churches and stuff, that was like a word that you just did not say whatsoever.
Right.
And just to see how that evolved from being said in Gone with the Wind to Kendrick Lamar's album titled "Damn," you know, it's just
Right.
so cool to see that shift in how we use it. But I mean, it's really cool. I recommend checking it out, especially if you love using curse words a lot, which we all do.
I
so.
saw a couple episodes. And it was pretty good. And
Yeah,
Nick Cage did a good job as a host of
He
the
did all
show.
right.
The beginning, you know,
He did all right.
he did pretty good. I mean, who else do you expect doing that? I want to talk about. I don't know how much I want to go into it, but the first episode, when you find out who curses the most in the entire Hollywood, like who has this actor that's still alive today, who has the most curse words ever said in a movie or in his movie career. Did you remember who it was?
Was it Samuel L. Jackson?
Who do you think it is?
It's probably some like the most unassuming.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh.
The person that's I think they said the person who this person either cursed the most in all the movies, or he said the word fuck in all his movies the most. And you would assume it's Samuel L. Jackson. It is not. He's right there in Superbad. Jonah Hill
Really?
Really?
has cursed the most in Hollywood in all his
He
movies
must have
combined.
like flexed in like 2 movies really hard. Because I
real?
mean, there's people with like acting careers spanning like 40 years.
I don't know, but if you watch the movie, check it out. You will find knowledge like that. You can't find anywhere else. It's very interesting. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed it as well. And Nick Cage is funny.
The shit one was pretty good too.
You know, those type of movies are really interesting to me. I like like learning those things. I met a guy who was a linguist, and you want to talk about somebody in love with language? This guy, he was fluent in like 8 languages, but he could go into the history of all of them and like why they use the words that they use and why some of these languages are similar. And you could just see the passion in his eyes. And things like this have always been intriguing to me. I'm gonna definitely check that one out.
Oh yeah.
All right, Blake, what's yours?
All right, so mine actually kind of follows the same trend as far as words go. I recently watched The Professor and the Madman on Netflix, and so it goes with it is them putting together the first Oxford English Dictionary.
Who's in that movie?
Mel Gibson, Sean Penn.
Heck yeah.
Really, really strong cast. Very interesting. The personalities and the. I don't want to give too much of the movie away because I feel like. Even,
What's it about? What's it about exactly?
Well, I mean, it's them trying to. They had been working on a project to get all of the words in one book.
Okay.
And so Mel Gibson is the guy who is applying to get the job to do it. He's discriminated on against immediately, and this is like the 1800s because he's not, or early 1900s. He's not an educated man. He has all of the experience in the world. He's had all the jobs of an educated man, but he doesn't hold those titles. He doesn't hold those degrees. And so it's a struggle alone just getting it. But it shows him the maturation process of him putting that together and the interesting characters and methods that they use in doing so. Yeah, it's an old grizzled, this new version of Mel Gibson I feel like we're getting in movies now is a little bit different than his early work. And so I was pleasantly surprised in watching it.
That's cool. And that's on where?
Netflix.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to check that out.
Check that out.
Mel Gibson's good. I like him.
Yeah, he's I've always enjoyed his work. I know that a lot of people have thoughts on his personal, but if I'm separating the two, and wow, he did a good job in this one.
Yeah, Payback's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah,
I like that one a lot. Lethal Weapons, man. He's going to be doing Lethal Weapon 4.
Is
him
he?
and Donald Glover going to be doing Lethal Weapon 4.
Donald Glover's got like city miles on him at this point. That man he's been through it.
Yeah, Lethal Weapon 4. That's going to be a thing.
I'm not finished with it, but something else to look forward to, guys. If you guys are looking to spend some time watching something, Marcy, I hope I can add a second one on here.
It's okay. Oh, my gosh. I have to go back and refix myself. Lethal Weapon 5 is what they're working on.
Is that what it is?
It's not the one that we see in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Dang.
Oh, man. They got to be in it somehow. They have to be in it. Charlie Day has to be in it somehow. Dennis has to be
That'd
in
be
it.
hilarious.
Oh, my gosh. It'd be so freaking funny.
If you guys are looking for something else to watch, and you want to stay on this history dive that we kind of touched on with our recommendeds, conspiracies. I don't know if I talked about this already. The documentary Conspiracies. They basically put together from the late 1800s.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that before.
To now.
Yeah.
How like the Nazis and some other criminal organizations and all this are all intertwined in everything that we do here in America.
It's fake news. Don't listen to that.
I mean, they literally have
Fake.
the guys. Like
Yeah,
this guy was chairman of this Nazi organization and he wanted to do this, and then he became the NATO ambassador that actually did that. I don't know how that's fake news.
Oh, it's all fake. They talk about the fake moon landing. I already seen that. Seen all those. I'm just kidding. I believe all of it.
I feel like if I watch that, I'm gonna be upset.
You will.
You will. Like it's very like the Nazi like globalization wanting to make Europe a unified thing. Like they did it. It just didn't have a Nazi flag under it. It's called, the euro.
Is this a new one?
I swear we've seen this already. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it came out
2015. It's old.
It's been a couple of years.
Yeah, it's stuff that
but-
we already know.
Oh.
Yeah, there's nothing groundbreaking in it, but just the connection, the way that they connect everything.
I mean, if you're going to see a documentary talking about conspiracies and all the big ones, this is the one to watch because they're right there, all together. It's really good information.
I just really liked how they found the connections that roll them all together. And it's very interesting how, there's this guy was a part of this. Well, after that broke up, this one guy came over and he started this, and then this happened. And so very interesting how all of these extremely independent, separate events are not at all.
No, it's good. It's a good documentary. I do like that one a lot. Yes, thank you for watching and listening. You got done with listening to our 31st episode.
Hey, the big 3-1.
That's crazy. Yeah. If you have any topics for us you guys want us to discuss, if you have any questions for us at all, please follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and comment anywhere. DM us. Let us know what do you want to see on the show. Eventually, we will be having a new segment called Social Media Questions and Answers. Yeah, we'll start doing that next episode. But we're out of here. Thank you for watching and listening, and please don't forget to...
Please subscribe to our podcast.
Thank you very much. We're out of here.